Hi, Firestarter here, and this is my review of the S.I.C. Super Imaginative Chogokin Super-1 Kamen Rider Super-1. And we have here the box. It says here at the bottom in silver hot foil, Mask Rider Super-1, Tamashii Nations logo, Bandai, and this face over here and the weapons is really seen, or the weapons are really seen on the box. So it's basically there. And we have the S.I.C logo here, volume 61, Mask Rider Super-1, Super-1 in Japanese, Super-1 here, Super-1 in some of the colors because it represents his weapons of mass destruction. No, it's not. And Mask Rider Super-1 here, and same goes on the other side with some gothic trims here. And at the back, some of the key features that came with Super-1. Some of his weapons that are on his arms, and some cool things that you need to know about Super-1. Yay! Without further ado, let's open the box and let's see Super-1. So these are the accessories for Kamen Rider Super-1. We have the power hands, nicely done. Feels like Iron Man, if you ask me. And it has hinges on the hand so you can open and close those, and it's connected with these, so definitely looks like Iron Man. All the S.I.C-ness, even the color scheme looks like Iron Man. So it's only on my opinion. We have changeable hands for the Super-1 default hands, the two pointing finger hands, and neatly done with bronze and silver gradient lines and paint apps. And we have two open hands, and they also rest on a ball joint so you can move that up and down and twirl it if you want to. And we have here really mechanical looking radar hands, and it comes with two missiles. There's a hole here and there's a peg here, so you can just latch it on top, and that completes the radar hands. Cool. They also move 360, but it hinders going up and down, although even though they are rested on a ball joint. And we have leg hands here, so the tips of the fingers looks like spark plugs, making it more like leg hands than any other hands that you can see over here, and just giving you a closer look on the paint apps and the details that went to leg hands. We have this is his scarf, the extended portion, and it's on a peg and a hinge, so you can still move that up and around, or up and down, or left or right, depending on what you want. And last but not least, these are hot and cold hands, and they're also in ball joints, but it's slightly hindered because of the molds that came with these parts, so it has some limitation moving from side to side. But this one is neatly done and nicely fantastically done, because these are like on the tips, looks like translucent plastic, but if you can manage to see it on towards the palm, it becomes like a hard plastic, and you can see the translucent gradient here, and the transition from translucent plastic to just hard plastic. So that's so seamless, and that's really cool. So those are the accessories for Super-1. Let's move over to the figure. And this is Super-1. Articulation points first. The head goes round and about. The antennas are in soft rubbery plastic. Shoulder pad swivel over here on the top. Even on a gauntlet there's a swivel, single joint on the elbows, ball joints on the hands, and torso articulation, waist. There's also waist articulation, and the belt is also independent from the waist. This is the cyclode, and there are colors here to symbolize some of the hands that came with Super-1. And the tassels are actually plastic, but they are latched on by a steel accessory here. The tassels are replaced by chains, so great. And there are hip swivels here, there's hip joint, but it's not as versatile as other S.I.Cs because they are quite hindered. So instead of the legs going forward, it seems like it goes on sideways. So during some of the poses I did had a difficult time doing rider kicks and whatnot because they are somewhat limited. So you will have some little bit of disappointment doing all of the kick poses and the things that you want to do with the legs, especially bending the legs over or making him squat for versatility. And there's a double jointed knee, ball joint and hinge on the ankle, and a hinge on the toe. So that's neato. That's cool. And although we have good articulation points, the only downside that I can see is on the hip joint here and the how the side load really looks like what it is on the show. So that's the only complaint that I have. But overall, he is one handsome S.I.C. Probably even better than Super-1 on the show. So all we need to do to complete the look is this extra scarf that pegs at the back of his neck, and you have that flowing look every time you move the scarf in either side. Now the only thing I'm going to replace is the gauntlet, the power gauntlet, because that's the only thing that's the most complex thing that you'll ever do when changing the hands. So just insert the first layer here and then insert the gauntlet afterwards. Now we have Iron Man Super-1. Yeah, cool. And you can close you can close the fist if you want to. And this is the only gauntlet I see that is posable. The rest having difficulty with in terms of moving the hands in different sides because they are hindered by some of the parts and molds on the gauntlets. So that's neato. Everything else, he is again one handsome S.I.C. I can't wait to get ZX to complete the whole Showa line for the Kamen Rider S.I.C series. And if you have a chance to get one Super-1, I do really recommend this figure because ergonomically speaking, it's really one bulky and pleasing Kamen Rider. So if you want to know the possibilities for this figure, do check out the photos at the end of the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the top of the page and place your comments below after the description page. This is Firestarter. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next review. 仮面ライダースーパーワン
ライダースーパーワン青い海原汚すやつ緑の平野を枯らすやつ赤い砂塵を巻き上げて銀のマシンで迎え撃つそれはそれはそれは金の心を持つ男正義を平和を我が町を五つの腕で守る五つの愛の腕でライダーライダースーパーライダー仮面ライダースーパーワン海を山をふるさと五つの腕で守る五つの愛の腕でライダーライダースーパーライダー仮面ライダー